Hi everyone, this is Emily from Emily's Excellent Epics, and today I have for you a flip through my always fully booked 2025 reading planner. And this is from special request from a viewer, Cajun Peach. She had placed in the comments that she would love to see a flip through. So we'll see how this goes. I'm filming this. I don't have like a tripod that I can put my phone in, so I'm holding it one-handed. So we'll see how that goes. So I apologize right now for any shakiness. But this might be my last year in the Always Fully Booked planner. This ships from Canada. So depending on how things are in the world and in the United States, where I live, next year, we shall see. It looks to be that it will be way overpriced. But right now I'm using the Always Fully Booked planner. I tried using this before and I got very overwhelmed with it. And I think because I was using the planner and using a spreadsheet and writing reviews on Goodreads, and it became so much that I gave up on the planner and Goodreads, kept the spreadsheet. This year I'm not doing anything with Goodreads. I'm just doing the planner and my spreadsheet, and it's working out a whole lot better for me. So let's dive right in. I'm going to skip over the first page. That first page had some personal information that you don't need to see. Sorry. So here we've got, your standard, like beginning planner stuff, like 2025 dates and then dates to remembered, which I don't have filled out because I typically, I don't carry this with me wherever I go. So if there's a date that I need to remember, which I would consider to be, for me, would be like doctor's appointments that I schedule ahead of time, I just put it on, or like hair appointments that I schedule my next hair appointment when I'm at my hairdresser. I schedule those and I just put them on my phone and then I write them in my planner later. So then this page has important information. Some people I've seen for the star ratings, they've done it they've done themes where based on Taylor Swift songs or Taylor Swift lyrics or quotes from The Office or quotes from Friends. I did not put a system of writing. Mine is really kind of willy-nilly all over the place. Really how I rate books is, some people will look at how are the characters developed, how were setting developed, how is plot developed, what is the writing style, prose like. Really, in all honesty, I rate it based on what was my level of enjoyment as I read this book. Because reading should be enjoyable. And I can recognize sometimes I did not enjoy this book. However, this is a good book for what it is. So there we are. Then I have some listed of most anticipated releases. Onyx Storm, already read that. Rat Picker King, I have not. I'm nervous I might have to reread Swordcatcher, but I do have it. Oathbound, I have not read that yet because I need to reread Bloodmarked. I've reread Legendborn. Rebel Witch, read, enjoyed. Sounds Like Love comes out next month. Say You'll Remember Me, hoping to read that this month with the Amazing Readathon. The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam is the third book in the Undermining of Twyla and Frank. And that comes out later this month, I think. I don't know. Then here's a spot for a legend. My first year that I had this planner, I had each genre was color coded. And so and then I when I wrote reviews or anything like that, I tried to say if fantasy, let's say, was red, I would try to update the review in red, and anything that I did for updating on that book would be in red. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for me, so that way I maintain this planner. Then here are my 2025 goals. Spend less on books. Not sure how that's working out for me. I don't think that's working out well for me. So, learn how to edit videos. Have not done that yet, but it's summer break. So that is a goal for this summer. Part of my problem is I have to do everything on my phone. So, Have to do that. Develop a schedule for devotionals. Has not happened yet. Complete the A to Z reading challenge. We're going to take a look at how I'm doing on that challenge. Write reviews for every book read. Has not happened. Well, I'll take that back. If we consider write reviews in my planner, I do that for every book that I've read. If we're talking about on Goodreads, don't do that. Continue decluttering my place. Yes, and summer break is going to continue with that. Notice I did not put, like, I have like a pile of stuff that's been sitting here for like months, and I need to take it out to like a thrift store donation. It will happen. I have sell Happy Planner stickers, so I have a bunch of Happy Planner stickers. I need to investigate, like on the buy sell trade groups that I'm in on Facebook, like how do you list it, how do you post, that kind of things. And then post a vlog that I will do once I figure out how to edit videos. All right, this is a reading checklist, and I think some people might do this for like every book in their library, and then they can like fill in, like write it and then fill in as they like read it, like check off like on the check marks, when they've read it, and then do the star rating. I just do this as I finish the book. I write it down in here. And some, you can see like I've did like, this was all the books in March. You can see there's a lovely green theme. February, like a little red and purple theme. This was May. This is so far June. Gosh, I'm filming this at like 7:30. My brain is not working. You can see I've had it. My first book this month is a DNF. And so we've got some more room. There's like more pages. I think there's like, I don't know how much room. Then this is like the bookshelf. I've seen some people like color code the bookshelf based on genre. I've seen some people like draw the spine to make it look like the book. I am not that talented, folks. I just write it in. I've not colored it in. Maybe that's something I can do on some lives, so you can see how much space there is. Then they have a book spot for a book series tracker. I don't use this because I already have like a list of like how I need to read my Cosmere and Dresden Files in order, like Dresden Files with the short stories. And I didn't want to put a series tracker in a planner that I'm not going to use every year. Like, because it takes me more than 1 year to read a series. I didn't want to have to recreate the wheel on that. So I don't know what I'll do with those pages. Quotes. I don't have really any quotes written down. Although I just read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And there are some really beautiful quotes in there that I need to fill up. But I just have one quote, and that's from At First Bite by Olivia Dade. And what does it say? I'm trying to read through my camera. It says, your value doesn't lie in how productive you are. Your value lies in who you are. Good quote. So all these pages for quotes. Let's do better and get the whole planner in film. Sorry. Pre-orders. If you are someone who tracks a lot of pre-orders, you can, where you can track like when the release date came out, where the book, where you purchased it from. It doesn't include price on that. Then here's author backlists. So I don't have all of Brandon Sanderson on there. I forgot that he wrote the Alcatraz, like Lost Librarians. Some series with Alcatraz. I need to cross off Rhythm of War. I read that. But I have like one more story to read in Arcanum Unbounded. I need to read The Secret History. Then I can read Lost Metal and then Wind and Truth. But you can see there's a lot there. I also included, I did include the Alcatraz and the Evil Librarians. That's all that. I didn't include Wheel of Time books in there simply because I felt like it was already going to be included when I read Wheel of Time. So, and it seems like I've been reading Brandon Sanderson forever, and still so much more to read. Sarah J. Maas, I can check off Queen of Shadows. I need to do that because I've read that. So, books to reread. I did not fill out because I I used to reread a lot, and now I feel like I reread when I need to reread something, not I intentionally plan it. Playlist, if you are someone who loves music and listens to a lot of music, I don't really. I mean, I don't, I typically have the TV playing in the background, although I will listen to the radio if my neighbors are being really loud because my radio is like right next to their wall, so then I could kind of cover it up and annoy them. Movie tracker, don't really watch too many movies anymore. TV tracker, I pretty much watch the same things. What have I been watching lately? Love It or List It to Vancouver. That's a rewatch. I tend to rewatch things so that it's playing like background noise while I'm reading. Renovation Aloha, love it. Fix My Frankenhouse, loved that. Love that one. What is it? Fixer to Fabulous, I also really enjoy. So, there's Book of the Month. So I've got, you can see that I have not read very many of my Book of the Month books this year. Although, like, it's interesting. I've read a lot from like previous years or add-ons, but like the main pick, I've only read one from this year. So I don't know what that says about Book of the Month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to add June's. I haven't done that yet. 5-star reads. I wasn't filling this out, and then I was like, oh, I can. And so now I've got to go back. So I only filled it out for this month. All right, here's my A to Z challenge. We'll see how I've done. So I've read At First Spite, The Berry Pickers, Crown of Midnight, Dead Romantics. I have not read, but I've started it. So hopefully I can finish that this month. I'm looking at this through my camera. So You're on this train of The Suspect, The Fake Mate, Gone for Gouda, Era of Fire, Illuminae, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Don't think that's going to happen. So I might substitute that out for James. Kingdom of Claw, Left Hand of Darkness, Mysterious Ferret Styles, North and South. I don't know what I'm going to use for N. Onyx Storm, Prairie Lotus, Queen of Shadows, Rhythm of War, Stuck in Neutral. That was a book that I taught. Throne of Glass. Look, I'm using whatever I can. Unlocked was A Keeper of the Lost Cities. Voyage of the Basilisk. That is Memoirs of Lady Trent. Wrong Wedding. That was a Noel Adams book. Poet X. Yumi and the Night Year Painter. Zoe and the Tormented Tycoon. I was just trying to find something with Z's in it and I saw that in Fahrenheit 451. I really do need to read that. I did not have to read that in school. Go figure that one. Then, so I've got it. I feel like I've got it about half done. How many books do I still have left to do? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I'm doing much better. So I'm more than halfway completed. This is almost kind of like a mid-year wrap-up, too. Then here's Always Fully Booked. They have an Always Fully Booked reading challenge. So what I've done here, and what I didn't mention at my A to Z challenge, what I do is I pre-plan, and so I write that out in pencil, what I think will fit that prompt. And then when I'm done with the book, when I'm done with the book, I go back and I look at the challenge and I go, did it fit anything? So for example, I originally had something different planned for A Locked Room Mystery. I ended up using Gone for Gouda. So, yeah. So I will erase it and then write over what I've read in pen. This, eventually, what I want to do is size. You can tell I was trying to find something. An Enemies to Lovers book. There's going to be some Enemies to Lovers. I've used my Kingdom of Claw stuff and Road to Bones already for that. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to put the little pictures of the books here. I figured like that is a project that I can do, like either start it over summer break and then so that way it's not very overwhelming at the end of the year, and then finish it over winter break. And then on the cover, here's my challenge there. I'm doing really well. Those two books, I need to figure out how to squeeze them in. Cathedral of the Sea, I don't know. I think I just need to find a book with a building on it, and there's a window. A dock. I don't know what to do for that one. I have no clue. Quicksilver, I do need to read. And then my Rainbow Reading Challenge, it's all pretty much full. My favorite color is purple, so I gotta find a purple book. And then I'll be done. And then we have a genre reading challenge. Poetry, I do have a book of poems I can read. I just need to sit and read a poem or two a day, and then I'll be done with that. Nonfiction, I don't really read a ton of nonfiction, but I'm going to have to for the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. So on a classic, I'm going to read Sedition next month for Jane Austen July. And then read through the Ages challenge. I need something from the 1890s and 1930s. So this could either be it was written then or it takes place during that time. Sorry, I had to adjust my hand there. All right, and then Around the World Reading Challenge. You can see I don't do a great job, but I've gotten some done. So, yay me. And then my 25 books in 2025, this is what I originally thought about doing. These are books that I wanted to read this year that did not fit any of the reading challenges that I'm doing. So you can see what I was thinking of doing. David Copperfield and Demon Copperhead and My Brilliant Friend will not be read this year, but it's just not going to happen this year. And then this, some people, what I've seen do is they'll put stickers for audiobook, Kindle book, or ebook, physical book, and they'll do stickers to track how they are reading. I read mostly physical books, so that's why I don't do that. Then here is my Battle of Books so far. So far this year in January, my favorite book was Is She Really Going Out With Him? February was The Frozen River. March was Rhythm of War. April, First Time Caller. May, Queen of Shadows. I can tell you right now what I would put here. So, but I'm not going to. We'll let you be surprised at the end of the month. And then I've battled, of those three, January, February, March, Frozen River and Rhythm of War beat each other out. And I don't know what to put for that. Rhythm of War will probably win. I just feel, I don't know. Frozen River was also really good, but I don't know. But Rhythm of War had some really amazing moments. So, yeah. And then here's where I started to do a no-spend tracker. The green was when I did good. Black was when I bought things, and you can see I stopped tracking that. Some people track how many pages they read a day, how many hours they read, or how many minutes they read in a day. Did they read or not read? And I was I don't want to do that kind of a tracker. So, monthly reading stats. You can see my monthly reading stats. I didn't put average rating or books hauled for April. I haven't updated April or May. Well, we need to do that. I messed up tracking here. I was tracking January and February in the first slot. So that's why January and February are blank. And then I just tallied my different genres. The other was for the boy, the fox, the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. Because I was I don't know how to categorize this. So that's why it's categorized as other. These are kind of graphs to fill out at the end of the year. So there's nothing to see there. Romance trope bingo. I am just plotting as I go on this one. I don't know what to do for Billionaire. Not a clue. And then just some extra pages if you need them. And then here's January. And then what I'm thinking of doing here, this is, I put most anticipated release there, but what I think I'm going to do instead, at the end of the year, I'm going to go back and put like pictures of my favorite book of the month. That's what I think I'm going to do. And then you can plot out your TBR. I did not read A Study in Scarlet Women. I did not read Crown of Midnight then, did I? I don't know. I did not read Reader, I Married Him. I did read Onyx Storm. I don't really track a whole ton of new releases, so that's just an extra page. And then I'm not going to show you all of my weekly spreads. I'll show you a blank spread so you can see what they look like, but I'm not going to show you all my weekly spreads because it's my life. Bookish Haul, you can track down like dates, the book that you bought, where you bought it from, and then this, I mean, you can either use it as like, did I read it, and put a mark next to when you've read it, or you could track like how much you've spent on it if you're tracking that. I have a spreadsheet that does all that for me and calculates it all, so I am not going to do that. And then here are my stats. So like, this could be like a month-long like goal sheet. It could be like big to-do projects that you need to do that month. I use it for my reading wrap-up, so my books, and then my stats for the month. And then these two are blank. So I've been using this to track like my physical TBR, the amount of books that I own, that I've read versus unread. So this is the start of the month and then the end of the month. That's how I've been doing it. Money stuff that you don't need to see. Then this is what February's looks like. March looks like. Come on. At the end of March, they have a quarterly check-in. You can tell I did not fill it out. Because some of the stuff I'm like, I feel like I've already tracked it, and I just was like, I didn't want to do it. So there's that. April, here's what April looks like. May. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to like flip and look through my camera to see how do things look. So I apologize for the quality of this video. Here's June. So you can tell the spread for June looks just like the cover of the planner. June is a little different. So I'll show you a little bit more of June because I have time off. So there's my calendar. Yay. And then I'm doing the amazing readathon, and I'm Team Lore Keepers. Whoop, whoop. So what I did is we were given the prompts ahead of time this year. Last year we didn't know what the prompts were. This year we do know what the prompts are. Oh, whoops. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, I accidentally hit my phone. So this year we were told the prompts ahead of time. Last year, we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know the prompts. It was full-on chaos, and you were scrambling. And it was even worse if your team came in last, which my team did a couple of times. And then you're like, okay, now I have to find a prompt, and I have to make this prompt, a book work with this prompt, and whatever punishment prompt I have, too. It was rough. So this year, at least, we have the prompts ahead of time, so we can kind of plan what we might want to read. So I've already planned out my month, and then we're just getting told what cities we're going to. So I just am numbering them in order. And then I have here, what sticker is that? It's a Night Court sticker. I just am putting down, like, as I read, what book I read, how many points it was, what the roadblock was, what the detour was. I did buy the sticker. I thought Brie put a lot of work into it, so I wanted to support that. I will show you, I can show you this week. There's not really anything exciting here. So you can see I just decorated it with some Fourth Wing and ACOTAR stickers. On the side, there's my grocery shopping list and what I plan on making the crock pot this week. I track when I start a book. So I started Alana and I started Sword of Kaigen. I just circled it so it stands out. And then I finished Sword of Kaigen on this date and started Where the Library Hides. And then each day I track how many pages I read. I just think it's interesting. And how I do that is I'll use like a magnetic bookmark. So I use a magnetic bookmark on my page for like where I start, and then like a regular paper bookmark for like where I end the book. All right, so that's June. There's July, August. Ooh. September. I was really excited by how pretty September looks because I just wanted more on this page too. I think it would be really pretty if we had it like this here and then all of the little literary stuff. Like both pages were full of like the little pictures. But I was excited about how pretty this page was because that's my birthday month. October, and they did have like a planner in this with this as the cover. November, December. I think December is also really pretty. And then, so at the end of every quarter, they have a quarterly wrap up. Trying to get to it. So they have a quarterly check-in at the end of December. And then they also have the yearly wrap-up. So, and then here they have some coloring pages. You can tell I've not colored them. And then they have your spot for reviews. I think there's enough for 120 reviews. So you can see I've not put any of my book pictures. Like I said, I figured that's a project for summer/winter break, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to flip to a blank page because I don't want there to be any spoilers for anyone. But here you've got title, author, start date, finish date, length. Where did you get it from? Publication date. Would you recommend it? How many stars? Did you post it on Goodreads? What kind of format was it? What genre? Who are the main characters? Which I really like filling that out. This is why I have this with me now when I film my wrap-ups, because especially with first-person point of view books, it's sometimes hard to remember the characters. That sounds terrible. But like, I mean, when I talk about myself, I don't say, Emily does this, Emily does that, Emily did this. No, I say, I did that, and then I went here. Like, I don't use my name. So, like, the main character doesn't refer to themselves and with their name. So, yeah. And then you get some extra, like, blank. Sorry, that was not filmed well. You get some extra blank pages and grid pages. Here, I've just started recording some more for the Amazing Readathon because I know I'm going to need more room. So this is like we have power-up cards that we can use. So I crossed that one off because I just used it on the last leg. So that is my reading planner, such as it is. Let me know in the comments below. Do you use any... Sorry, there are my fingers there. Do you use any kind of planner? How do you track your reading? I'm always looking for ideas. Just because like every year I feel like I try something new just to see like, will it work for me? How can I make it better and less stress-free, like make it less stressful? So yeah, I'm always curious to hear how people track their reading. If you made it this far in the comments, of course, always, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. I appreciate all of that. That does help the channel grow. What was I going to say? In the comments, if you're not sure what to comment, leave a tree, because I am Team Lore Keepers, and the tree is our symbol. So, thanks for watching, everyone.